Episode 4. I don't know. I don't hate it. It's not mid. It's better than that. It's lukewarm. Kind of like pissing yourself. It's nice at the time, but then when it cools off, it gets all itchy. Anyway, we're well into this now, so let's dig right in, shall we? Should I lose the piss analogy?
Nice. How does that work?
It's when liquid travels against gravity because pressure.
You don't know.
You know, that's not a bad on-the-spot definition of what a siphon does. It's a lot better than what my dad said.
How does that work?
Maybe you should shut up.
Alright, I need to point this out. I've been silent about this for too long. No one ever talks about this, and I'm starting to worry that I'm the only one who's hearing it. I call it cotton swab audio production quality. Cotton mouth audio production design. I'm working on it. Basically, it's when everyone sounds like they're talking through a mouthful of fucking cotton swabs, okay?
It doesn't matter how much you push the envelope. It'll still be stationary.
I find this in movies and shows all the fucking time, and it's driving me a little crazy. Maybe it's just I don't know, maybe it's just a filter, but it's like there's like a group or a company or just like some fucking douchebag out there who thinks he's the shit, and he's teaching this to a bunch of like unsuspecting students who think that he knows what he's talking about because he's a teacher. Of course he knows what he's talking about, and then they're just passing it on. You know, and it's spreading out there, and nobody is noticing it. It's making me feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I don't know, but it makes everyone sound like, well, like they've got a mouthful of fucking cotton swabs. Rifle instead of shotgun. Dude, I know Bill had a shotgun, all right? Because he's holding one at the very beginning of episode 3. He's holding one in his hands. I know he's got shotgun shells. There's no fucking reason.
There's no fucking reason
why they didn't get a shotgun along with the rifle. You know, you can have both. You can carry both.
Hello?
I'll bet you he had a case. My dad had a case for his shotgun. I know they exist. In a world where there's a bunch of fucking zombies who run at you, and there's like they're usually together, usually a few of them, especially in the show version where, you know, they all stick together and they're like a hive mind type of thing, and cannibals and other human type enemies. In a world like that, the best possible weapon you could have, if you could just have one, would be a shotgun. Either that or maybe an assault rifle. Maybe.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, coffee doesn't stink. It might not smell good to some people, but I mean, it doesn't stink.
It smells like burnt shit.
No, it doesn't, Ellie. It's perfect. We don't need another take. All right, I'm not going to talk about this anymore. After this, I'm not going to talk about it anymore because it's not a problem with the story. Not that that would ever stop me, but I mean, Bella Ramsey is a bit of an odd one.
There's a problem. You're not any good.
Sometimes she almost seems fine.
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
And then other times...
It's, light on the reading, but it has some interesting pictures.
Oh, no.
Is she holding the bullet too close to her face? I am looking at the bullet. Who taught this girl how to eat food? Did you learn that in acting class? To stab your face with a fork while attacking it with your whole head like a giant featherless bird who fucking sucks? Is this just how you eat? Did the director tell you to do that?
Where were you on that one, dipshit?
It's not just me. Look at this.
No, I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry. Please, no, please, I'm sorry.
Someone please make her stop doing this. Hey, Ellie, your face is leaking again. Being able to cry on command is not the mark of a good actor that everyone seems to think it is. I personally know at least 2 people who can cry on command, and trust me, they would not have the first clue how to portray a complex character. Bella Ramsey is delivering well-written lines under the direction of seasoned pros, surrounded by a talented, supportive cast and amazing sets with great fucking music, and she still barely manages to make me feel anything, even in scenes like this one.
You can have it. It's a good knife.
Get back behind the wall.
No, I'm sorry, please.
The kid's got some acting chops. Maybe he should be playing Ellie.
We could just talk. I'm sorry. Please, no, please, I'm sorry.
Okay, seriously. Last time, I promise. Kathleen kills the doctor. So Kathleen is stupid? Or she's just really, really emotional? I'm actually happy to believe that the character of Kathleen would kill off a doctor in the middle of an apocalypse, even when a bona fide MD would be more valuable than fucking gold. I mean, she is really pissed off at him for a good reason. But dude, he's a doctor! He's literally the most valuable resource you have. Honestly, have you ever played World of Warcraft? What happens when the healer dies? Every single fucking time. What happens? Either someone takes over as the healer and saves the group's ass, or... That's right. The whole group fucking dies. Now, I know that's like painfully reductive, but it's a doctor. His value to the group is literally endless. I mean, well, not literally, because if he dies, then it'll end. But she kills him anyway. Oh, and there's this weird line in that scene where her men bring in that kid that Joel and Ellie killed, where she says,
What if I had a doctor?
almost as if he's not the doctor of this group. And the guy just says,
There's no chance. I'm sorry.
like, he's not at all curious about this hypothetical doctor, like having a doctor wouldn't be a pretty big fucking deal, or that this particular doctor wasn't a part of the Raider group. But he totally is, right? He's been selling them out to Fedra, and he wouldn't be able to do that without at least being somewhat important to the group, right? He had to be able to get close enough to Kathleen's brother for long enough to know something Fedra could use against him. I mean, I guess it would explain why no one had a problem with it when Kathleen shoots him, but it also opens up all these other questions. Like, was he keeping it a secret that he was a doctor? Like, if you were a doctor, could you keep it a secret? Could you like just let people die and just like not do anything? I mean, do people who become doctors behave that way normally? I don't think they do. I think he is actually supposed to be the doctor of this group. I honestly believe that that's the case here. And if it is the case, then she just fucking killed the doctor of the whole group and nobody had anything to say about it.
There's no chance. I'm sorry.
Well, then I guess I can kill the doctor. No, you still have like hundreds of people to take care of. Killing the doctor is the most retarded and absurd move. I guess you can just kill the doctor. That's fine. And then she teleports outside again. Military School 3.
Now, who taught you that?
Fedra school.
So Ellie knows trigger discipline, but Joel is teaching her how to hold a gun? I don't know. I guess she could have just like seen people do it, like around the QZ. But then why did she say Fedra school instead of just being like, I don't know, that's just the way I've seen people hold guns around the QZ. You know, like she could have done that. And then it would have explained why she needed to be told how to hold a gun. Great. Now the whole plot is broken. Good job, Ellie.
Yes.
Seriously, dude, this is the third time that Ellie's military school attendance gets in the way of some sort of storytelling element. And I've been forced to ask, if she went to military school, shouldn't she fucking know this?
It's a really shitty one.
The purpose of the glass alarm is to be alerted to the presence of an enemy before they're close enough to shoot you in your idiot face. If they're inside the room with you already and you're being awakened by crunchy sounds, it's too fucking late, dude. You're dead. You're supposed to put it on the outside of the door, you know, so that you hear the footsteps before they enter the room. But this leads me to Joel's hearing.
The reason I asked whether you'd hear the glass or not is because I've noticed you don't hear too well from your right side.
Which is actually a really nice little piece of continuity there. I know I'm talking a lot of shit about this show, but it's actually got some pretty good things going for it. Now, normally I would criticize this because it's pretty much its only purpose is to explain to the audience how Sam and Henry managed to sneak up on Joel even with the glass alarm thing, which... But actually, this was also used to tie in something later on in the season that we'll get to when we talk about it, but it was a really nice touch. But I mean, they snuck up on Ellie too. Probably because the glass alarm is rendered useless when it's in the room with you. But yeah, the hearing thing was very cleverly handled.
Why did the Scarecrow get an award?
These little moments where you get a chance to breathe and get to know the characters and stuff.
Because he was outstanding in his field.
You dick!
You gotta have these types of moments. You can't just go from action sequence to action sequence. It's really easy to overpraise something just because it is doing its job. As a writer, you're supposed to do these things.
You know, that is actually before my time. That is a winner, though.
But yeah, it's nice to have these little character moments, you know?
Well, better than nothing.
Joel's reaction to these jokes throughout the episode, it's absolute gold. They go a long way in building up the bond between him and Ellie. They also lend some really badly needed endearment to her. Because as good as she's written, she's being shown to us through an actress who has thus far been, well,
Get off me, you fucker!
hard to like, let's just say.
Joel,
This joke was a really nice moment. I like this.
did you know diarrhea is hereditary?
What?
Yeah. It runs in your genes.
It felt genuine for both Ellie and Joel. And for once, Bella Ramsey is convincing as Ellie. I smiled broadly here and joined them, feeling myself warm just the tiniest bit to Bella Ramsey's Ellie. And thus begins the turn. From here on out, I actually kind of stop hating Bella Ramsey quite as much. And grow, well, used to her. And it only took 5 episodes. Well, 4 maybe. Because she was barely in the 3rd episode. But it's actually in episode 5 where she stops being noticeably horrid. In 4, she was basically a sweaty bag of hot ass all the way up until the very end. But she starts to sort of find her groove after this point.
Screw it.
And I'll stop talking about how bad she is. I will stop after this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you're liking the content, you can support me on Patreon for as little as $1. But if you don't have the extra cash, or you just don't really like the content that much, that's fine too. Just follow me on the socials, or just, join the Discord and geek out with us about stupid shit. Everything you do to support the channel contributes to my ability to do this more times. Oh, that's it. That's everything.